Hey, what is going on, guys? So, it's been a long time since I've done a video or an update or anything like that. So, I figured, you know what? I went back and I looked back. It's been about 3 months now since I've done the swap. So, I just wanted to give you guys an update. May the car was technically uh, tuned and everything. And since then, yeah, my update on it is it's absolutely fantastic. I have taken this thing back and forth to Gingerman Raceway twice. Just a couple of weeks ago, I took it all the way up to Road America in Plymouth, Wisconsin. And on these long trips, drives, journeys, I've tracked the car, I've come back home, and absolutely nothing has happened to it. So, yeah, three month update. This thing is phenomenal. I kind of wish I did the K swaps much more sooner. Things might have been a little more cheaper, but yeah, I'm just still in awe, still in shock how good just everything about this engine is, the way it drives, feels, like everything about it. But as usual with projects like these, there always is a little bit of quirks here and there. So a few things have come up since I have done the swap. I don't know if I'll be able to capture any of it on video, but I'll try. So first and foremost, leaks. There's a super tiny one. Actually, it doesn't look like uh, it doesn't look like it's there now, but somewhere here on the back of my chain cover, and I don't know where it's been. There's a super tiny like leak. Unfortunately, with something like this, isn't one of those. Oh, I'm just gonna take the chiming chain cover off. Like I have no room, so I guess I'll just have to keep an eye on the leak. And I occasionally, every time I come home, I clean it. And yeah, it's somewhere along here, down the bottom of the timing chain, like where it meets the block, the cover. So I don't know. I just can't pinpoint it. Not that big of a deal, really, but that kind of sucks that this happened a little bit after I did the swap and everything. I kind of wish I used a little more Honda Bond. That might have solved it, but yeah, that's an unfortunate side to project car, especially something that the engine was not exactly made to be in the chassis. So if things, I mean, if I really want to, the main issue I have is like where the crank pulley is right here to the frame of the car. There's no access hole, so if I want to get access to the crank pulley, I would literally be cutting away at some parts of the underbody of the car. So yeah, there's no way I could get a picture for you guys to see or a video. But yeah, tiny oil leak. The catch can. Honestly, it doesn't really. I I barely have gotten 2, 3 drops out of it. The one time, the very first time I ever got a drop out of the catch can was at Honda meet. It was super humid and hot that day, so of course, car's running a little more hotter than usual. And I always open it up, and I'm gonna try and show you guys here why. The one reason I mounted the catch can like this is because I could just get a cup, just put it here, and then this ball or whatever. I don't even know the terminology that they use. This on-off ball device or whatever that's in here just opens, and then I just drain the catch can right there, close it, and then yeah. But honestly, it never really fills up, nothing like that. I hear something. People said that, when you do stuff like this, especially with catch can mounts, you want it to be in the most highest position as possible. And I'm sacrificing pretty much a hood for, like, having the catch can there. So this might have something to do with it, or overall could just be a super healthy engine. It doesn't leak. It burns. Unfortunately, it does burn oil. On most of the drives that I was going up there to the track, I'm occasionally doing 75, 80 miles per hour, so it does burn a little bit of oil. That's kind of understandable. If I maybe cruise to the track, say doing 60, 65, I don't think it'll burn as much. Maybe one of these days when I go to the track, I'll try and kind of tempt myself just to go like the speed limit, if not maybe slightly below it just to see. But long drive, you know, you want to get there as soon as possible, hang out, have fun with your buddies. So yeah. One other issue I've had, since I got the car back, but I've kept an eye on it. The water pumps on these have a weep hole, and from what I've read in the service manual, they say if a little bit of coolant comes out of the weep hole, it's normal. Mine does do that, so, but I don't know, like K-Series and all that, if they're brand new, they ever do it. Some people, from what I've read online, said the minute it starts weeping coolant out of the weep hole, you do have to change it. But I keep looking, I keep checking the coolant, it never goes down. So yeah, I'll take that as a sign that it's normal. I do occasionally go in there, I jack the car up and then look under and I see the coolant coming out of the weep hole. But it's one of those, after I go for like a drive, after like a few days, I'll get like a drop here and there, but it's nothing too bad, nothing to be worried about. The idle on the VTEC Killer, I had to work with a little bit. This is potentially the best I could get it to be at. When it does idle, it idles about 1,000-ish to 950 when with all the accessory lights on, with everything off. I guess it'll idle about like 1,100, so that's potentially the best I could we could get it to idle at. Shout out to Jamie Marsh and Ruds and DJ over at Ruds Racing. They're the ones who tuned the car and helped me with that. Just to go over one more time what this is a K20A3 VTEC Killer setup. It makes 199 and 154 to the wheels. So very, very fun car. I did weigh it at the Road America. They had a weigh scale. Half a tank of gas. It weighed 2032. And these things hold 12-gallon tanks, so figure roughly about like 60 ounce. So super light. When I weighed the car when I first got it, it weighed exactly 2,000 pounds. But when it weighed 2,000 pounds, the interior still looked like this. It still had the bucket seat. It was all gutted, as you see here. But the heater, whole entire HVAC unit was in there, and it was the stock D-Series engine. So 1.5 liter carb. So yeah, technically, after doing the swap and everything, I gained 32 pounds, but I've lost, unfortunately, the element of heat. So I gotta be very careful what days I decide to go drive my car at, because I don't have anywhere to defrost the windows. I just went to a car meet a couple weeks ago, and that was the case, that the windows start to fog. But because I have no hood, the headers, they're looking mighty nice now. They do give off a little bit of heat, and when that heat kind of comes like radiance up, some of it seems to like hit the windshield. So it's not that bad for the time being. The other thing the car does that's very odd, from time to time, the starter does not engage. So from what I understand, this kind of is a sort of failure for these cars, is the starter. I wish I had, at this point, bought a brand new one and put it in before I did the swap. The original starter looked like it was still in good shape. The alternator, when I got, did not look that great, which is why I just bought a brand new OE Denso unit one. But the starter didn't look bad, but at this point, I kind of wish I did, because if I do decide I want to do the starter, it's a little bit of a pain to get to, especially down there. You got one bolt that's like way in the back. I definitely don't think I'll be able to show it to you guys. It's right kind of there where my finger is, if the phone would. Okay, it's kind of right back there behind the threads. That's the actual bolt, and then the other bolt is just here. So it's two bolts, really. But there's no way to really get the wrench or the socket anywhere on it. So yeah, that's the part that's kind of sucks. So if I do decide to do it, unfortunately, it'd be one of those, I take the knock sensor plug out, and potentially I'd be draining the coolant for radiator and all that to come out. So that's unfortunately the only other issue that's come up with it. So yeah, super tiny oil leak, super tiny coolant leak, starters being a little bit iffy. Yeah, other than that, no other issues. Gas mileage isn't exactly the greatest on this thing. Unfortunately, with the VTEC Killer setup, I've been averaging only about. Actually, if you guys bear with me 1 second, I could show you something I do with my cars, and I've done actually with a few of my cars, is I've actually documented everything I have done. So I'll just show you as an example here. Let's see if my phone would focus so you guys. Okay, so I went 246 miles and I put 9.2 gallons in. So 9.2 gallons for me, I'm going off obviously the needle on the cluster, and it's kind of pushing it, at least for what it says on my gauge cluster it is. I generally don't like it to drop below a quarter tank. But yeah, 246 on 9.2. My old setup, which, let me see if I could. Okay, here I found it from my D series. My D series was doing 285 on 9.5, 285 on 8 points. Or wait, ignore that one. Let me see if I can find a better one. So this was from all my turbo stuff I did. This is a lot, so bear with me. Come on. Oh, okay, there we go. 254 on 9. I guess it seems like it's the same. It doesn't look like I really lost or gained anything much. Now I looked at it, I thought the D series was getting better gas mileage, but yeah, this one still seems to be roughly about the same. That 320, I can't really go off that one because I put back here. I added some gas, so can't go off that, but okay, this is probably better. 220 on 9.4, 235 8.9, so give and take, mixed city highway driving, but I'll be honest, on the highway, I'm not exactly driving it like a civilized human being, so, that'll be a later video. I'll give you guys a nice little rip on it, so you see what it's like going from about 60, 70-ish to about 120. I didn't think this thing would go that fast at Road America on the very long straightaway. That is indeed what it did. So, 3-month update. Phenomenal engine, phenomenal car. Thank you to my friends who recommended this to me. So, yeah, next time I'll update you guys. It'll probably be a little more cooler. It's colder out here now where I'm at in good old Illinois. So, clouds look good. Well, yeah, next time I update you guys, it'll be a little bit cooler, so we'll see how the car reacts. It's a little bit colder now. I might go take it for a small drive just to see how it is, how it does in the colder weather. But yeah, yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you guys around. And something as always, like I do say, stay loose.